This is a section of our program called Coach's Corner, and there is no better person that I know to lead this Coach's Corner than my buddy Wayne Bidelman. He is a business and marketing strategist and coach to business owners. Take it away, my friend.
Well, thank you, Joe. Now, the question for the day is this, and I hear this all the time. As a business owner, I've always read that I need an exit strategy. Is this true? I'm only 41 years old in this case, and I don't intend to exit my business for a long time.
Interesting question.
Yeah, it is. The first thing I'd say is, like it or not, there's no business owner out there that's going to own their business forever. You don't live forever. So the truth of the matter is, ideally, everyone should have an exit strategy because sometime they're going to have to exit. Now, if they're a sole owner and they've got no heirs, they have nobody to pass it on to, and if it's okay if the business dies when they do, then you don't need one. But in reality, it goes on the list of things that every business owner should have. Now, every business owner has too long a list of things to do, and so it's a matter of priority. So if I'm working with a client, I don't force them to have a formal exit strategy, but I think you'd agree with this, Joe, and I'll be interested in your thoughts. Particularly if you have partners in the business, you better anticipate exit strategies. You better have things in place that take care of situations if something should happen to you. Now, beyond that, if you're if you're an independent business owner, what I suggest, and if I'm working with them on whatever it is they need that's their current business challenge of the day, I also try to help them when they make strategic decisions to keep in mind an ultimate exit, which is all about, in fact, you and I did a seminar on this a couple years ago, Joe, about maximizing the value of your business. You should always make the decisions that maximize the value of your business, and it includes such things as making sure that you've got your numbers together. If something should happen, can people understand if your business is making money or not? If you ever have an opportunity, create recurring revenue business models. Make sure if you say your customers are satisfied, have a way of proving that. There's just all sorts of things, tweaks that you can do on an everyday basis. Make strategic decisions that are going to prepare you as you go throughout the lifetime of your business to put it in the best possible position should you be forced to sell it or when it reaches the point where you want to sell it. Now, there's no better expert that I know on selling business than my own co-host, Joe Vagnone. That's his business. He helps buy and sell. So although you don't necessarily coach people on setting up an exit strategy, you certainly help them do it, Joe. What's your perspective here?
Yeah, I mean, and you said it best, Wayne. You're the coach. You like to say often, that you teach and I preach. So what you hear from me is advice based on some experiences that I have. And I think the first thing that I would do is make sure people understand what is an exit strategy. And the best way I can describe it from my experience, you want to be able to answer the question, what if? What if something happens to you? What if something happens to your manager? And you could go on and on. You could have as many what ifs as you want. And the answer is, it's kind of like a will for a business. You know how we have wills? Who's going to take care of your children? Who's going to manage your money? And so that's the same thing, the same goal that you want to have in mind when you're talking about an exit strategy. And so I tell people, don't get started unless you have that. A lot of people think of an exit strategy just as something like a buy-sell agreement with partners. And that's a piece of this. But you really do not only want to know what you want to do, but how you're going to accomplish that. For example, if you've got a partner, you pass away, how does your partner buy you out? Mm-hmm. I mean, if he doesn't have the cash sitting in the bank, what does your wife do? Because she doesn't want to be in business. She doesn't know how to run the business. She can't do the things that you were doing to help your partner run the business. So those kind of questions, what if, is really what this exit strategy is all about. And then what happens is you have to keep looking at it and tweaking it and reviewing it because your business is this moving target. And so you want to make sure that you're constantly looking at it. Same time you're getting ready to do your taxes, you should be sitting down with your accountant and your professional, talking about what is that strategy? How am I going to get the resources if my partner were to pass away and I'm going to buy him out? Because I don't want to be in business with his wife. I want to be in business with him. And so it's that process that you want to talk about. Taxes change as the business starts to develop and grow. You're going to get to an area where taxes become a big concern. And then also the value of the business. You know, everybody forgets that most of us small business people, one of the most expensive assets that we have, and one of the most valuable assets that we have, is our business. And so we have to come up with a way to make sure when we're ready to cash out, what we're going to do with that cash. And so it's this thought process that you need to give great consideration to. And it does take this team of people to help you with that. And through my experience, it's something you should be looking at sort of on a yearly basis. And once you set it in place, it doesn't take a lot of time, but it is something you should be thinking about.
Well, dare I say exactly.
Exactly.
And the parting word is always, as a business owner, be alert to the fact that if the business is all about you, it doesn't have as much value. In other words, if something happens to you and the business is all about you, then there isn't going to be that much value. So try to do everything you can to make it a business that can run without you to the extent you can. And of course, you can't do that when you first start a business. But anyway, so interesting question. Do we have to have an exit strategy? That was our coach's question of the day. If you have one you'd like us to discuss in the future, let us know here at the station, and we'd love to do it.